So we thought a little bit about this, when we were getting ready to do this. Let's just use and I like when we use an example to use extremes because it sort of makes the point, right? So let's just say you've got 100,000 square feet of, gross leasable area, okay, or net rentable square foot. And by the way, that's the number we really care about, right? Like that's the part that you can rent. That's where you get your revenue from, right? And buildings are, 84, 85, 86%, efficient, right? Smaller buildings get less efficient, and student housing where there's more amenities gets a little less efficient. So let's say you got 100,000 net rentable. You could build at an extreme 200 units, 500 square feet each, right? Or you could build, 100 units at 1,000 square feet each, right? Or you could build 50 units at 2,000 square feet each. I'm probably not recommending, that one, right? Unless you're in Forest Hills, right? And, you've got a year to lease it up. That thing could probably do really, really, really well. You'd be surprised how well that would do, right? So that's kind of the thinking process that we go through, right? And then you have to think about the unit. So you think about the unit size, and that's driven by the renter. Rough rule, younger, smaller, older, bigger, right? Now, keep this in mind. As your apartment, and we go back to that first slide that we had with the gears on it, right? We showed unit size, development charges, parking, and I'm sort of coming back to that discussion again. If you take a two-bedroom apartment building, and it's 1,000 square feet, and let's assume it costs you $200,000 to build, okay? If you took that apartment and blew it up to 2,000 square feet, kind of like a balloon almost, you just blew it up, right? It's not going to cost you $400,000 to build. It's not.
Why not?
Well, you only paid one development charge, you got one kitchen, one front door, one parking spot, one lobby. It's just drywall, plaster, carpet, right? And if you bought the land on a per unit basis, not on a per buildable square foot basis, right? And then your rent is going to drop off as your unit gets larger, right? So on a bachelor, make it $3 a foot, but as your unit gets larger, it starts dropping off. But there comes kind of a point of inflection where, the rent is leveling off, but the price per unit is going, everybody follow what I mean? The price per unit's going down, so it's a sweet spot there, right? But it's only a sweet spot if you've got rich, wealthy people to pay for it. If they don't have it, then that would not be a good idea. So building the last building at King and Spadina is probably a bad idea.
Right.
Or building this at the Junction, or on Queen Street East, probably a bad idea. Building that building in Vaughan might be a good idea, right? I just bring up a couple of cities that, we produced a report. It's about a 40-page report. We're happy to send it to you. An overview of the Ontario marketplace, right on the business card you want it. Where, we just look at a simple statistic called number of apartments per 100 people. So you take the number of apartments in a city divided by the number of people, and you come with a constant. So Toronto has 10 apartments per 100 people. Montreal has 14 apartments per 100 people. Sherbrooke has 23 apartments per 100 people, right? Hamilton has 5 apartments per 100 people. Okay, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and all those places up there, they have 0.3 apartments per 100 people. It's an order of magnitude. Okay, so pop quiz, okay? Why does Vaughan have 0.3 apartments per 100 people, but Hamilton has 5, Oshawa has 4, Burlington has 3, whatever. Why is Vaughan and Richmond Hill 0.3?
That's for the audience.
Yeah, not all at once. Wait, what do we do, drug the coffee at the break? No, I already gave you the answer. It happened in 1975. Rent controls came in 1975. There was nothing north of Steele in 1975, if you recall, right? So therefore, the area has grown tremendously, right? And there's no apartments there. So should you be building apartments north of Steele's? Probably, right? And now, the development charges are extraordinarily high, right? So when you add the land cost of development charge, that's why land up there has to be cheaper than it is in Toronto, because Toronto's development charge is lower. Anyways, enough to say, the size in the unit mix is driven by, to some extent, the demographics and the income, and also to some extent, the vision of the owner. So if you want to own this thing forever and kind of give it to the grandkids, you generally you're going to want to do bigger units, right? If you just want to just build this thing, get it leased up, sell it to someone who's got a lot of money and so on, you might do smaller units.